The 1960s were a time of intense competition between two world superpowers, the United States and the Soviet Union. The world was split in two, not just by political ideologies, but also by a race that transcended the confines of our planet, the space race. The goal, the moon, a celestial body that had been gazing down on us for millennia, was now the finish line in the greatest competition of technological prowess and human courage. At the heart of this race was NASA, the United States' newly formed space agency, tasked with an audacious mission. The call to action, made by President John F. Kennedy in May of 1961, was clear and unequivocal. I believe that this nation should commit itself to achieving the goal, before this decade is out, of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to the Earth. This was not just about exploration, it was about demonstrating technological superiority, about instilling national pride, and about inspiring a generation. The Soviet Union, however, was not to be outdone. They had already chalked up a series of space firsts, including the first satellite, Sputnik, and the first man in space, Yuri Gagarin. The Soviets were leading the race, and the pressure on the United States was immense. Each Soviet achievement was a stark reminder of the challenge that lay ahead. But it was a challenge that the United States was ready to meet head-on. The stage was set for one of humanity's most challenging and inspiring endeavors. This was not just a race between two nations, but a race for humanity itself. The moon, once a distant dream, was now within reach. The countdown had begun, and the world watched with bated breath as these two superpowers aimed for the stars, ready to take a giant leap into the unknown. NASA's goal was clear: land a man on the moon and return him safely to Earth. This audacious mission was entrusted to three brave astronauts: Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins. Each of them brought unique skills and experience to the table. Armstrong, a seasoned test pilot with unmatched precision, was appointed the mission commander. Aldrin, a mechanical wizard, served as the lunar module pilot. Collins, an experienced astronaut, was assigned as the command module pilot, tasked with orbiting the moon, while Armstrong and Aldrin descended to the lunar surface. Their training for the mission was nothing short of grueling. The crew underwent rigorous physical and mental training, simulating every conceivable scenario. They trained underwater to mimic the moon's low gravity, spent hours in flight simulators, and even studied geology to better understand lunar rocks. This intense preparation was as much about survival as it was about exploration. However, the astronauts weren't the only ones facing challenges. NASA's engineers had to overcome significant technical hurdles to make this mission possible. Building a spacecraft capable of carrying humans to the moon was no small feat. The lunar module, named Eagle, was a particular challenge. It had to be lightweight, yet strong enough to withstand the harsh conditions of space and the moon's surface. And then there was the unprecedented task of landing it on the moon and launching it back into lunar orbit for the return journey. Despite the enormity of the task and the pressure of the world's gaze, the Apollo 11 team was undeterred. They believed in their mission and in their ability to accomplish it. They understood the risks, but were driven by a sense of duty, curiosity, and the thrill of exploration. They were not just astronauts. They were pioneers on the brink of making history. With the world watching, Apollo 11 was ready to embark on its historic journey. On July 16, 1969, Apollo 11 launched into the vast expanse of space. The roar of the Saturn V rocket could be heard for miles around as it defied gravity, propelling our brave astronauts, Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins, into the unknown. They were off on an epic journey, one that would redefine the boundaries of human achievement. The trip to the moon wasn't a quick jaunt. It took about 3 days for Apollo 11 to travel the nearly 240,000 miles to our lunar neighbor. During this transit, the crew had a critical task to perform: the docking with the lunar module. This was a delicate maneuver, requiring precision and calm under pressure. The command module, named Columbia, and the lunar module, Eagle, had to perfectly align in the vacuum of space, a feat that was nothing short of spectacular. Once safely docked, two of our astronauts, Armstrong and Aldrin, transferred into the Eagle, leaving Collins alone in the Columbia. As the lunar surface grew closer, the tension within the Eagle, and indeed all around the world, was palpable. The descent to the moon was fraught with potential pitfalls and unknowns. Yet our astronauts were prepared. They were ready. The lunar module, aptly named Eagle, was on its descent to the moon's surface. The world held its breath as the Eagle made its final approach. The lunar module, aptly named Eagle, was now just moments away from making history. The quiet hum of the spacecraft's systems was the only sound accompanying the astronauts' steady breathing and the calm, yet intense voices from Mission Control in Houston. As the lunar surface drew closer, the tension was palpable. Neil Armstrong, the mission commander, took manual control of the lunar module for the final descent. With less than 30 seconds of fuel remaining, Armstrong expertly guided the Eagle to a gentle landing in the Sea of Tranquility. The time was 20 hours, 17 minutes, and 40 seconds Coordinated Universal Time on July 20th, 1969. The words from Armstrong echoed around the world. "Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed." A wave of relief and joy washed over the world. The impossible had been achieved. 6 hours later, Armstrong descended the ladder of the Eagle. As he set his foot on the moon's dusty surface, he uttered the words that would be etched in the annals of human history forever. "That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind." In that moment, he wasn't just an American astronaut. He was a representative of the human race, stepping into a new frontier. He embodied the spirit of exploration, of overcoming challenges, and pushing the boundaries of what was possible. In a moment that transcended borders and conflicts, humanity had set foot on another celestial body. The moon was not just a destination, but a vast, untouched laboratory. Once Armstrong and Aldrin set foot on the lunar surface, their mission shifted from exploration to science. They conducted a series of experiments designed to answer questions about the moon's geology and environment. They deployed seismic equipment to measure moonquakes and placed retroreflectors to bounce laser beams back to Earth, providing precise measurements of the moon's distance. Meanwhile, they collected samples of lunar soil and rocks, some of which revealed the presence of tiny glass beads formed by meteor impacts, a discovery that offered new insights into the moon's history. After a total of 21.5 hours on the lunar surface, it was time to return home. The ascent stage of the lunar module lifted off, leaving the descent stage as a launch pad. Back on Earth, they splashed down safely in the Pacific Ocean on July 24th. Apollo 11 safely returned to Earth, bringing with it invaluable data and a new perspective on our place in the universe. Apollo 11 was not just a mission, it was a testament to human ingenuity and determination. The ripples of its impact were felt globally, piercing through the chill of the Cold War and uniting humanity in a shared moment of triumph. It transcended borders and politics, reminding us all of our potential when we dare to dream big. Beyond its historical significance, Apollo 11 ignited a technological revolution. It accelerated advancements in computing, telecommunications, and engineering, shaping the world as we know it today. The moon landing also sparked a generation's curiosity, inspiring many to embark on careers in science and technology. It set the stage for future exploration, paving the way for missions to Mars and beyond. As we continue to push the boundaries of space, we are standing on the shoulders of the Apollo 11 astronauts. Apollo 11 marked a giant leap for mankind, a leap that continues to inspire us to reach for the stars.